What's going on? This is Frankie Talks Football, formerly known as Frankie Sports Bar. I'm gonna get right into it, man. Listen, hate to be that person and say I told you so. I told you so. I told you so. Who am I kidding? No, it's the exact opposite. I love to be that person that says I told you so. And this goes out to my Cowboy fans. Listen, all right. So, bottom line, Tony Pollard is not an every down back. I said this years ago, actually before I even knew his history. So, but before I even get into why I say he's not an every down back, let's talk about his history. We're gonna have to go back and look at the homegrown running back that is Tony Pollard. And I say homegrown, I use those words lightly because he's not homegrown. Actually, if you look up this, you have access to the same internet that I do. The numbers speak for themselves. You can look up his information. He's from Memphis, University of Memphis is where he played ball at, right? When the very first line, it says elusive, very elusive and explosive kick returner. Stop right there. That was almost the bane of his existence in Memphis. That was his primary position. He was a kick returner. He had 6 tubs. Shout out to Tony Pollard for the 6 tubs in college at kick returner. But, however, we drafted him to be the backup running back to Ezekiel Elliott. And as a backup, did a very good job. So much so that he won most of you over as the starter. But I digress. Again, let's back up. Let's go back to college, right? Where he was about third on the depth chart when it came to that position at running back. He actually started off as a wide receiver. Okay, 2016 says here that his primary position was wide receiver, but he did rush for 31 rushes in 2016. 2017, where they changed his position over more as a running back wide receiver, he actually had less rushing attempts at 30, but he had more yardage. Then when they finally solidified his position in his junior year as a running back, he had the most touches he's had his entire collegiate career, which was 78 for 552 in 14 games. Kudos to him. That's pretty decent numbers. However, when it comes to a full workload, that's not that many touches in terms of transitioning from college to pros. All right. So I kind of saw maybe around year 1, year 2 of the Cowboys a little stamina issue with him once running through them gaps and getting touched up a little bit. Yeah, I kind of noticed it, but still an elusive and explosive player. And I think that's what won most of my Cowboy fans over is the big playability, the 60 and 50-yard gains that he would spew off every now and again. And it's very understandable. However, one of the issues that's always been an issue is the trenches, baby, that red zone, that big bodies down there banging from yard 10 to the end zone. Who's going to get it done? And last year, Ezekiel Elliott proved that he still has at least that in the tank. While his career was on the decline and he wasn't the proverbial running back that would give you 1,300 yards a season, 1,400 yards a season anymore, we're past that. He's now looking into a 7th and 8-year pro. We know we're not going to get that kind of production out of him. However, when you let him go, you let go of a person that can still wear down defenses. Shout out to my man Jay, that is on the show with me, Truth No Chaser. He is a diehard Philadelphia Eagles fan, and he said it best. The one thing he always hated about Ezekiel Elliott is if you needed 2, he was going to get you 3 or 4. Falling forward, always. Now, those type of numbers don't resonate to the average fan because we want to see more than 4-yard runs. We want to see more than 5-yard runs. However, again, when you need 2, he get you 3 or 4. You need 3, he get you 4 or 5. And when you need somebody to punch it in the end zone, he was that guy. Why do I say he was that guy? Because he did it 12 times last year. All right? 12 times just falling into the end zone because he's just wearing MFers down. All right? It was a good 1-2 punch. I didn't mind so much if you have Zeke take that cut, degrade his role and reduce his role to a RB2 or something like that and make Pollard the primary back. I didn't mind that at all if they would have just kept the duo together because it worked perfectly in the sense of let's get these big bang bang plays that we need downfield with Pollard and let Zeke finish him off by taking care of business and getting in that end zone, an area which we definitely are struggling in this season. All right? Listen, he's not doing all that great over there in New England with the Patriots, but they don't have our roster either. You understand what I'm saying? So I am willing to bet that Zeke probably will have at least 5 touchdowns right now if he was with us. All right. So again, these are just some numbers to consider. All right. Not to shit on Tony Pollard at all because he's still an amazing player, but every down back he is not. Now I've said that before. I'll say it again. And it's not to say let's get rid of Tony Pollard, but shit, if we weren't gonna make a splash in free agency, or at least by the trade deadline to get somebody like a Derrick Henry or something like that, then I don't know what good letting go of Zeke did. You understand what I'm saying? So again, man, shout out to Tony Pollard though. You know what I'm saying? I'm still rocking with you as long as you got that star on your helmet. You know what I'm saying? You my guy. But again, Cowboys, you need to get together and find out what to do. I like Rico though. Shout out to Rico Dow. I like him too. You know what I'm saying? They might need to get that boy more touches. All right. But again, as always, if you feel different or if you agree, comment below. Check out our content on thetruthnotchaser.com. We can check our content out also on YouTube at Truth No Chaser. And also don't forget to stop by our Instagram at truth_no_chaser. But for the most part, you can check out all our content on whatever stream you choose to listen to all your podcasts on. All right, that'll do it for today, man. Until next time, peace.